Hey friends, Happy New Year. I wanted to come on and talk to you about something that's coming to Disneyland in just a few days. The Magic Key Refillable Popcorn Bucket. I wanted to talk to you about it because we got it for the first time last year, and I guess they had them previous years, but we had never heard about them. So I wanted to tell you about how it went last year and then the details for this year. So let's get started. So like I said, last year was the first time we got the refillable Magic Key buckets. So this was last year's. And it's super cute. It had a lot of details on it. I'm going to put up what this year's looks like, and I'm going to keep it up for the duration of the video. But this one had a lot of details. And from what I'm seeing, the one this year doesn't have as much details. So if that's kind of factoring into your decision whether you get this bucket, then you should know that this is what they had last year. Now let's go over pricing and details. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this guy right here. I tried to find how much the Magic Key buckets are gonna be this year versus how much they were last year, and I couldn't find the pricing. So let me just give you the pricing of the refills. So you purchase this bucket and then you'll get your first batch of popcorn. And then from there on out, each refill is $1.75. Compared to last year, they were $1.50 a refill. So it's 25 cents more this year. Another change that they're making is the length of the time of the refills. I remember last year going with my husband to Disneyland for a Valentine's Day, and they had already stopped the refills. And the first thing I thought was, seriously, there's so many people coming on dates for Valentine's, Magic Key holders, and you stopped the refills already. So that was a bummer. So last year they technically stopped at, let me check my notes, February 12th. And this year they will be stopping February 27th. They start this week, January 9th. So let's see, Sunday is, I think, the 7th. So on Tuesday, they did sell out last year. So if you're a popcorn lover and you really enjoy Disneyland's popcorn, because it definitely does taste different, then I would get to the parks sometimes next week, especially because next week is the Run Disney event, which means there's going to be way more traffic. And this is the first time Run Disney is back in California for a very long time, at least 12 years. So I would head to the parks as soon as you can to get your bucket. Now let's talk about if it's worth it. Depending on how much the actual bucket is, I think it's worth it only because it is something that you can get your kids for only $1.75 every time you go. And you can't say you didn't get them anything. However, one thing you need to think about is your refill is actually not going to be inside the bucket. So this holds quite a bit of popcorn. You get your refill in the cardboard popcorn container. That's what your refill is, because they won't refill that actual bucket. So keep that in mind. However, it is way less than actually buying a thing of popcorn. I think that it's $8. Maybe it's about $8 to get popcorn, which is wild. So that's one thing you want to do. But I definitely liked it, especially because we had our kids. We had the stroller, so we could just hook it on. I suggest if you do get this bucket and you want to take it every time you go, that you get a carabiner, which are those hooks. They have non-climbing ones, and you can hook that to your backpack. So if you head to the parks quite often and you're always craving that popcorn and your Magic Key holder, definitely get the bucket. It's nice to have a snack for only $2, well, $1.75 when you get there. And if you know you're gonna leave the parks and go to McDonald's or something, it's definitely nice to have this as an option. And because it lasts for so long, you have more of a chance to get your popcorn. I do wish that they had kept it at $1.50, and I think it's shady that Disney does stuff like that. Keep it at $1.50. Popcorn is cheap. All right, guys. but $1.75 still isn't bad. So I definitely highly recommend it if you have kids and you go to the park often. If you're only going to be going like once or twice within that time period, I would not get it, and I would just get your own popcorn bucket that you actually like. Then you can just refill it with your own popcorn every single time you go, because that's what we end up doing. We actually end up having these popcorn buckets, and then before we leave, we pop some popcorn and then we put it in there, and it has the cover that clicks on, and it's great. So for us Disneyland goers, this is a treat, because as I was researching the time frame from last year's popcorn bucket, I noticed that Walt Disney World has like 4 refillable popcorn buckets throughout the year. And I'm like, come on, Disneyland. It bugs me when they do that. Why don't we have that here in California? Come on, guys. Anyways, so I will do a short or a reel, depending on what social media platform you're on, of pricing and all that good stuff when it comes out. All right, guys, so I hope that helps with your decision whether you get this year's Magic Key popcorn bucket, especially coming from a mom. We're on a budget. For me, I know it's really going to depend on how much the actual bucket is. We do plan on going quite a bit in the time period, so we're probably going to get it. And my kids really love popcorn. And the popcorn there is really good, guys. I'm just saying. So anyways, again, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Cat Found Me Adventures for Disney park updates, and hope to see you soon. Bye.